You're listening to Soap Dirt, the latest in television entertainment news.
Hi, Young and the Restless fans. I have got your weekly prediction edition. We're going to talk about Adam prodding Nick to make a huge move and a stunning baby secret. It's Belinda from Soap Dirt, and I've got predictions for Summer and Kyle, for Michael and Victor, for Phyllis, Billy, and Sally, for Holden, Audra, and Tucker, and for Adam, Nick, and Sharon. And if you're not following us, please click that subscribe button. Let's dive in. Our very first prediction: Summer shakes Kyle's faith in Claire. And on Monday, February 17th, spoilers have Kyle just not wanting to even try to get Victor's acceptance because he thinks it's a lost cause, but Claire keeps pushing about it. Victor doesn't want it either, but she's pushing. Tuesday, February 18th, spoilers have Daniel accusing Summer of being jealous and wanting Kyle, and she denies it, of course. And on Wednesday, February 19th, Summer decides something about Kyle, and maybe it's that she is going to do whatever she needs to do to get him back, to get him away from Claire. Friday, February 21st, spoilers then have Kyle testing Claire's loyalty to him. So, Summer knows that Victor is a bone of contention between Claire and Kyle because she's heard it from them both. And Claire is not going to give up on it, but Kyle was also worried if Victor never gives his approval that Claire might dump him. And she told Kyle, no, I won't do that, but I think Summer might make him doubt that. She wants him back, and it's not only about just wanting Kyle, because she didn't ever want that divorce. He pushed that through because he was so mad at her about her covering up Phyllis's fake death. And so there's that. But then Summer is also extremely threatened by Claire and her presence in Harrison's life. And she might be the reason that Kyle decides to test Claire's loyalty on Friday in that spoiler. She may tell him that Claire seems fixated on winning Victor's approval and that no matter what she says, she won't ever turn her back on the Newmans because she was kept away from them for so long and he's going to get his heart broken, yada, yada. Our second prediction: Michael undermines Victor's new plot. So on Tuesday, February 18th, Victor tells Michael about his new revenge plot, which, by the way, is the same as many of his past revenge plots, taking down Jack by messing with Jabot. And on Wednesday, February 19th, spoilers have Nikki trying to play peacemaker between Jack and Victor. Victor's the problem, not Jack. But her husband's not going to listen. I think we all know that by now, right? And Michael tells Lauren a big secret on Wednesday. And yeah, Michael is loyal to Victor to a certain extent, pretty much, but he's also protective of his employer. And I think Michael sees that part of his role in Victor's life is to keep him from self-sabotaging and blowing up his life. Like when he stood up to him about the Jordan in the cell in the basement thing. Michael also has no particular dislike of Jack, and Michael thinks that Jack did a good thing helping scare Nikki into rehab. Literally everybody in the Newman family, except for Victor, thinks that Jack was actually heroic, and that includes Michael. And I think he doesn't approve of Victor and this vendetta. So I just wonder if the secret Michael tells Lauren is what Victor is planning, and that Victor has an inside person at Jabot. Victor has an inside person at Jabot, and Michael may encourage Lauren. He may tell her outright, or he just may hint at it, that she should probably go whisper in Jack's ear and warn him. Our third prediction, speaking of sabotaging couples, Phyllis sabotages Billy and Sally. Friday's Valentine's Day episode, which of course was frustrating nonsense with 3 dream sequences that came to nothing and moved no storyline forward, had Phyllis dreaming that she flew to Paris to try and woo Billy away from Sally. And when Phyllis woke up on that episode, she was wondering where that came from. Obviously, from her subconscious, everybody can see this but her, because she's in denial. Thursday, February 20th, spoilers say that Sally is irritated with Billy's bond with Phyllis. So if you remember, if you watched the episode, Phyllis was saying in that Valentine's Day episode that neither Chelsea nor Sally were good enough for Billy. I'm not sure that Phyllis has actually met Billy, because he's terrible. They are both plenty good enough for him. I don't think, no matter what you say about them, I still don't think he's good enough for either of them. And at first in Phyllis's dream, Billy was like, no, I set up all this romantic stuff for Sally. But then as the dream went along, he got progressively more romantic with Phyllis and was dancing with her. And then Billy was about to kiss her right as she woke up. So I think Phyllis is going to see this as some sign she's destined to save Billy, from being saddled with someone unworthy. Phyllis will rationalize her scheming as her watching out for him. She snarks and pokes at Sally every chance she gets because she doesn't like her. Mind you, I think Phyllis is actually quite a bit worse than Sally, even on Sally's worst day. Just my opinion. So I think Phyllis is going to crank it up a notch and do full-on sabotage of the romance between Billy and Sally, while also edging herself closer to Billy because she thinks she is someone worthy of him. As if. Our fourth prediction, Holden helped Audra hide a pregnancy from Tucker. So that is a little more out there, but it struck me, and I'll tell you why. Monday, February 17th, spoilers have Audra insisting to Holden, Nate can't find out they have history. It does sound like they know each other very well, possibly intimately. I don't know. Holden helped her out of a tight spot with Tucker. We know that. And fans have wondered for a while about Audra's past and her secrets and whether she had a secret child maybe. In the 2025 Y&R preview, the showrunner said, we're going to find out about more skeletons in her closet. And I could see, just because he's such a rogue, if Audra turned up pregnant by Tucker, knowing, how toxic his relationship was with his kid Devon, she might not want him around the baby. She also might not have felt like she was in a position to be a mom. She's very career oriented. So Audra might have put the kid up for adoption or basically had it fostered, had somebody she can trust raising the kid for her. Maybe she even visits, but she's Aunt Audra or something. And, maybe Holden did her a solid and lied and said the kid was his. And, he might have said he was having a fling with her and Tucker was happy to believe the baby was somebody else's. And if they did something like this, if this is one of the skeletons in her closet, I'm not saying it is, this is me just predicting, speculating. I think that'd be amazing because it would mean Nate's girlfriend gave birth to Devon's secret sibling. And how messy would that be? And how fun. Fifth and final prediction, Adam tells Nick to go get Sharon before it's too late. On that Friday, Valentine's Day dream show, we had action for both the Newman brothers. Sharon was dreaming of romance with Nick, but she woke up, to him at Crimson Lights, and he was saying he'll always be there for her in real life or her dreams. That scenario was actually the closest that reality got to the dream. They were the only couple that was actually on good kind of terms, borderline romantic in both the dream and the reality of Genoa City. But Adam had two women in his dream, and it reflected the turmoil in his subconscious. He seemed to finally recognize he's over Sally and really does want Chelsea. And then Adam's fantasy was that Chelsea comes to him and says, let's do this. And Adam tells Sally it's too late. And maybe that means something to him. So last week, Adam and Chelsea both noticed that Sharon was acting all flustered and smitten when she was talking about Nick. And I think this dream might nudge Adam to nudge Nick and say, look, I had this wild dream and it made me think about timing and how, you can miss things and they can be too late and you can miss out on love. And maybe gives Nick some advice, go grab Sharon with both hands before it's too late.
Thank you for being a loyal listener. Follow us wherever you get your podcast, because you don't want to miss the next episode. Soap Dirt is on all the major podcast platforms, including Apple Podcast, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and more.